Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and game 1 in a best of 3 series between HasuObs and Jinro here on Lost Temple. Now I did start this game a little bit earlier, about a minute into the game according to the game timer over here, just because I want to get this all onto one replay. I was able to catch a sneak peek of it. I try not to watch the games during the loading time so that there's no lag, but unfortunately I actually caught part of this. I also forgot to set the affinity, so if there is lag, my apologies. I'll have to pause the game in the middle. Barracks now being placed down by Jinro. So Jinro dropping down that barracks. SCV chasing a probe around in the base, denying any real mining time for that one poor SCV over there. Hasu, on the other hand, HasuObs now getting a gateway and a Vespian assimilator down. So most likely going to be going for some cybernetics core strategy, maybe a single gateway cybernetics core into a robo bay. That seems to be one of the more common tactics for a Protoss player. Back over here, however, Jinro getting that barracks now up and running, should be able to get an orbital command very soon. HasuObs denying the Vespian geyser on that north geyser over there, so Jinro is going to have to try to take down that geyser over time, either with a Reaper or a Marauder, as a Marine would not be able to really get that much out. Gateway now being warped in, and we do in fact see a second pylon already in. What this observer or what this SCV wants to see is whether or not he goes for a cybernetics core or a gateway. Sees that there is a cybernetics core, so Jinro knows that he's pretty safe going single barracks at this stage. Not going to go for double racks. Now, no zealots being produced, no real army being produced either. We have still has a probe sitting there trying to zap down that one particular supply depot. That supply depot should have no problem. And now out comes a Marine. Marine going to go ahead and shoot that down. SCV's now being pulled off that mineral line in order to take down that assimilator. That assimilator having 900 hit points essentially, so that's a large amount of hit points for an assimilator. That's probably got to be a mistake, I would think, as a refinery only has 500. That seems like a very massive amount of hit points that a Protoss player would need to get around in order, or sorry, someone would need to get around in order to stop that building from being built. Now we have an observer, or sorry, not an observer, a probe coming. See, this little guy over here looks like an observer to me. So we have a probe now going to go ahead and do it. No, not doing any more scouting. So he may be doing, yeah, he's doing some sort of proxy pylon build. Now, with the proxy pylon build on this high ledge out of the way, it could be to either hide tech or perhaps go for, I would have to assume, Stargates at this stage in the game. So Stargates, just because the units and Void Rays are able to fly across the map very quickly. He could also be trying to mass a couple Phoenixes as well, and start trying to pick up Marines as those Phoenixes are able to shoot down those units fairly quickly. And he is in fact going for a Stargate. So Hasu now going for that Stargate, and now this probe going to be coming on out. SCV is not going to be able to spot that probe. Actually, going to see this probe now moving away. Will he be able to go in and perhaps find that one particular Stargate? In comes this SCV, looking at the viewpoint of Jinro. Jinro just looking to make sure that there is no Nexus over here, and coming back over here, and excuse me, also noticing that there is no proxy gate, but he's going to come in and find this Stargate already being placed down. So Jinro does see this proxy pylon and this Stargate being produced. Back over here, we already have a factory down and an armory, so a Thor being produced as well. So it's going to be a Thor versus a Void Ray very quickly. Void Ray being produced. It takes 60 build time in order to build a Void Ray. However, with that Chrono Boost, that Chrono Boost will take down 10 time per Chrono Boost, as long as you let that Chrono Boost go to its full fruition. So one more Chrono Boost, and that Void Ray will in fact be done. Is there enough energy? There is enough energy on that Nexus, but that Nexus isn't casting that Chrono Boost, so only one Void Ray going to be built out. Actually, take that back. Second Chrono Boost now coming in, as a second Void Ray now being warped in as well. We have a Thor on the move, so a Thor with a large number of SCVs, perhaps there to try to repair that one particular Thor. So what, 6 SCVs gonna go ahead and try to repair that Thor, and now we have a Void Ray, and now we also have a pylon being warped in as well. So that pylon gonna be able to warp onto that high ground as soon as that pylon is done. Yes, we do in fact have warp gates. So warp gates now, and in comes this fight. A poor Stalker quickly getting taken down. So one Thor already moving out, SCVs and a bunch of Marines moving out, and in comes that Void Ray. Void Ray now trying to take down that Tech Lab. Tech Lab gonna get taken down. Single Marines now trying to come out, but more Stalkers being warped in. So this may turn into a base race here, as a single Marine trying to fight back against those Void Rays, but the Stalkers are making quick and short work of that. More Stalkers now coming in, trying to take down this Tech Lab. I believe the tech lab can still, even if it's destroyed, that you can still start producing Thors. Oh, only the one in the currently being built. The second Thor was cancelled in that queue. In comes this Thor, though. The Thor now fighting back against these probes. So a large amount of Marines just fighting back right here. Single SCV getting taken down. Thor down to 400 hit or 300 hit points now, 350 as SCV's trying to repair. Marines pulling back away. That Thor essentially one-shotting every single building. Jinro now getting revealed as there's no command center over here. So both players unable to mine at this stage. Harvester count 0 or 1 harvester for HasuObs. Jinro sitting down to 14. Now trying to move those SCVs out of there. Jinro does not have enough minerals for an additional, next or a command center. However, HasuObs also losing his main building as well. Thor now has just finished using that 250mm strike cannon, I believe, trying to take down some of those buildings. Gateways now warp gates now getting taken down as SCVs desperately running back over. And HasuObs now being revealed as well. Stargate still up and operational, so both players taking a fair amount of damage. Marines now trying to run away, and HasuObs getting a Nexus up as he does have enough energy, so that's really going to be a mistake. A mistake by Jinro. Jinro not going to be able to really fight back here, as he's now in a straight base race. Needs to take care of HasuObs' base before the rest of this base is taken down. And back over here, we still have a Stargate up and operational, but no Void Rays being produced. Perhaps a third Void Ray could join the fight. In come a couple Stalkers, SCVs repairing that Thor. Those units continuing to pull back, and Thor able to shoot very, very long distances with those Javelin missiles. However, those Javelin missiles do not deal that much damage, only 32 damage. And that's a very, very slow attack against those air units. Stalkers now coming in. Marines getting focused now. In comes a couple probes as well. One poor Stalker quickly getting taken down as well. Void Ray is now going to be starting to try to focus down that Thor. Thor trying to be repaired. Gonna be repaired. Marines now getting focused down. One of those Void Rays gonna get down to 3 hit points and finally taken down. So it's 1 Void Ray versus 1 Thor. That Thor should probably do a little bit of move and attack in order to try to cover up some of that distance. And now Nexus getting taken down as well by this single Thor. So this Thor trying to take down this one particular unit. We have a Void Ray once again pulling back away. SCV is trying to take down the Nexus of HasuObs. HasuObs does not have any additional minerals either. However, we do have a Stargate being producing an additional Void Ray, so it's going to be 2 Void Rays versus a Thor. Versus a Thor and some SCVs, and that is essentially it. These SCVs now trying to take down the rest of these buildings. These SCVs also on auto repair, so wasted a few minerals trying to repair some of these buildings back over here. Now in comes this fight. Void Ray pulling back away, able to move away, now taking down this Pylon. So Pylon and gonna be taken down very easily. This one Thor with 26 kills, and now in comes that Void Ray. Void Ray getting a couple of Javelin missiles trying to take down that one Marine. Only 1 Marine. Do we have any additional units being produced? No additional units being produced by either side. However, we do have a single Phoenix being produced as well. So 2 Void Rays and a Phoenix fighting back. SCV of Jinro doing a one-man fight against this Pylon over here. A Void Ray, however, will make short work of that one building. Another Void Ray being brought in by Hasu. So Hasu really going to be able to take down this armory very quickly as well. SCVs now being brought over. A barracks staying close by to this Thor. So this barracks trying to stay close to the Thor in order to stick around as long as he can. The barracks not moving that quickly. And now in comes this Stargate. No Stargate yet. Void Ray or Phoenix now trying to take down this one building. Barracks is now rooted on that ground. That Javelin missile able to deal a fair amount of damage to that Phoenix. So Phoenix taking 48 damage from that Javelin missile of that Thor. I'm not sure what the Phoenix is going to be used for. Perhaps to try to graviton beam some of those SCVs. A couple more Javelin missiles hitting that Phoenix. Phoenix once again being pulled back away. And now with that barracks up on that high ground, will that Thor have enough range? Has a range of 7, so should be able to start shooting. Yeah, able to shoot down that Stargate. So that Stargate taking some damage over there. SCV activating the Zelnaga Watchtower, trying to keep track of all of the rest of these units over here. And now we have 2 Void Rays coming in. So those 2 Void Rays may be able to focus down this Thor. There's only 1 SCV close by. And now, a Graviton, one of those Marines. And now that poor, really trying to focus down that last Void Ray. Void Ray down to 60 hit points. Down it goes. But the focus beam of those Void Rays, able to take down that Thor. So Jinro loses game 1 in this best of 3 matchup. Stay tuned for game 2 between Jinro and HasuObs.